Hi, everyone. My name is Cesar Pineda. I am the owner of the Farmers Insurance Cesar Pineda Agency in Norwalk, and I am joined today by the Housing Development Fund, the team at HDF. We are doing a collaboration to let people know about all the tools that they have to help you achieve your homeownership dream. I had the chance to attend one of their seminars, and I was blown away about how amazing their program is, where they give you basically 100% financing options, and they help people of low income and all types of people to achieve that dreams. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves one by one, you guys want to just say your names, say what you do at HDF and how you can help people.
So my name is Jackie Alves. I'm the Assistant Residential Lending Manager at the Housing Development Fund. I've been with HDF for about 9 years. Through that process, I've been a counselor, a processor, and an underwriter. So I'm here to answer any questions that you may have about the home buying process.
My name is Kelly Almanzar. I'm the Director of Residential Lending and Housing Development Fund. So I am tasked with rolling out any of our products from a marketing, underwriting, getting this out to the consumer. My career has been for 17 years based in community lending. So the purpose of us is to be able to help people achieve that dream of home ownership and the ability to really create some wealth in terms of having a home.
Hi, my name is Roxana Jubilus, and I'm a homeownership counselor at HDF. I've been with HDF for 15 years, and my role basically is to help clients to see if they are ready for a mortgage, but also to see if they qualify for our down payment and closing cost assistance. I also do classes. I do classes in Spanish. I'm bilingual. I'm also Spanish speaking. And I do classes in Spanish for all the clients who speak Spanish. I do 8-hour class, and during the class, I help clients understand the process of buying a home step by step. So I hope you come to us, and we are hoping that we can help you.
My name is India Rogers-Shep. I'm the development assistant. I typically, unfortunately, don't get a lot of one-on-one interaction with clients. However, if you ever see one of our flyers, you go on to our social media pages, like us, you see any posts that grab your eye, that would be me. So I hope you enjoy our work. And so let's get into the discussion.
So let's start by asking, what is HDF? What do you guys do? What areas do you service? And how do people contact you?
So HDF is a certified development financial institution. We work with first-time home buyers to be able to provide financing for their first property. We specifically offer down payment assistance programs. There are a couple of different flavors of it. There are down payment assistance programs or closing cost assistance programs that are forgivable. So they may have requirements that if you live in a property for a certain amount of years, that amount is forgiven. There are other down payment assistance programs such as our Smart Move, which offer a discounted interest rate. We offer that product at 3% fixed rate for a 20-year term. And then we have other variations of down payment assistance programs where you have 0% interest while you're in the property. And that money is due, but it's only due to us once the person leaves that property. So whether that's through a refinance, transfer, or sale of that property. And in essence, what we do with those programs is when one borrower pays us back, we go ahead and lend that out to the next borrower. In terms of where our footprint is, right now our footprint is of the state of Connecticut, and we actually do lend in New York as well.
I'm curious as to how long you've been around and why aren't more people aware of your foundation, of your project?
So we're going to be celebrating our 30th year anniversary this year. So we've been around quite a while. I mentioned one of our products before, which is the Smart Move product, and we've been originating loans in that pool of products since 2004. So we've been around quite a bit of time. To your point that why more people don't know about us, we often joke in the office that we're the best kept secret in Connecticut. So it's certainly a moniker that we have to get rid of, that not enough people know about us. But it's like everything else. Sometimes people just don't know that there are programs available out there, and it's a little bit of research. And it's incumbent on us, obviously, to be able to market ourselves and get the news of what we have to offer out to the mass audience.
So who would be good candidates for, down payment assistance programs in general, or HDF programs specifically?
So anyone is welcome. Maybe not everybody will qualify for HDF programs because we take a look at income criteria, that is income eligibility. But having said that, we also can look at your savings, we look at your budget. We take a look not only your income, but we take a look whether or not you are ready for a mortgage. So we'll guide you through the process, but we also give you the tools to make the right decisions. We'll explain to you what you need to ask the realtor, what you need to be asking the lender, what you need to be asking the inspector, and we'll tell you what the steps are to buy a home. So even if you do not qualify for HDF programs, we offer classes. We offer 8-hour classes in which you can learn the process of buying a home. We also take a look at your credit report because there is certain criteria as far as the credit. We look if you have past dues, collections, charge-offs, and we'll tell you what to do to take care of those accounts, because you need to have paid all the collections, past dues, charge-offs. But many times clients are not aware that there are things that are being reported on the credit report, and sometimes it could be identity theft. So we help you to identify that, to take a look, everything that is on your credit report, and how to handle that, who to go to. If you need to dispute anything that is not accurate, we'll help you that way. So as counselor, I'm not only looking to see if you are eligible for HDF programs, I'm also looking to see if you are mortgage ready. If you're not mortgage ready, we work with you. So the goal is to get you to that point that you are mortgage ready. But if you're mortgage ready, then we work with participating lenders. So that way you can go to our participating lenders to get pre-qualified for a mortgage. But we'll help you throughout the whole process, because it's as a first-time home buyer, you'll see that you will have a lot of questions, but we are there to help you and guide you on the steps to make home a reality for you.
That's so important. I'm a recent, and when I say recent, within the last 3 years that I bought my first home.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I wish I knew about you guys beforehand. I literally thought this when I got out of Jackie's presentation, and I was like, if only I had gotten here a few years earlier, I would have done everything completely different. But it's so important because I really like what you say, Roxana. It's not only about, you know, here's the loan, is about like, here's how you could get to that point if you're not there yet. And the education part of it is so important, because as a recent first-time home buyer, I didn't know anything. I didn't know the process. I didn't know who I had to be dealing with, what I had to do, aside from insurance, of course. But yeah, it's so important what you guys do. So thank you.
So, you know, for a lot of viewers out there who have families or who are just getting started out in life, they're wondering, what does the home buying process look like? Especially, you know, now we're facing a pandemic. Have things changed at all? Are there different things people should be looking for? So Jackie, do you have thoughts on this?
There's obviously different precautions going around with purchasing a home now. We are still fully functioning. We're at full capacity and still ready to help you purchase your first home. Things that have changed as far as purchasing your home would be, there's more virtual reality tours rather than actually reaching out to realtors and going into homes. We've made a couple of adjustments with our underwriting criteria, such as home inspections and appraisal requirements. It's a little more difficult to get in and out of homes during this time, so they have made adjustments so that we can continue moving forward so people can purchase their homes.
And for, you know, when you're buying that first home, you're going through that process, what is exactly the underwriting side of that like?
So basically, when the underwriters are looking for, what underwriting is basically risk assessment. They're looking to see if you qualify for the mortgage, if you have enough income, if your debt ratios are too high. They like to keep a certain amount so that your monthly payments and all of your debts are not more than a certain amount of your monthly income. This way, it helps to make sure that you can afford the home and that you can maintain the home at the same time. The process comes after you apply for a loan. You'll hear a lot of the, you know, your loan officer will tell you that your loan is going to underwriting. And basically the underwriter is just running numbers, making sure that your home appraises for the correct amount so that you aren't underwater going into the home. And they look at a couple of other factors to make sure that, like I said, you can maintain the home and that you'll be approved for the loan.
So aside from income, what other factors are underwriters looking at?
So as Roxana touched on, we look at credit. We look at savings the same. We look at work history rather than just income. You also want to have a good work history. They'll look at the appraisal information to make sure that the home is in good standing. We look at inspection requirements to make sure that there's nothing in there that needs to be repaired that will put you into debt upon purchasing the home. I mean, I guess that's pretty much the majority of the things that we look at are mostly your credit, your income, your work history, your stability.
And what's a desirable work history? Like how many years?
So we look for at least a 2-year work history. We do have a lot of young borrowers who come in right out of college, who got their first job. If they can, provide transcripts that they were in school, a full-time student, we can work with that. But we do look for 2-year work history, at least within the same business frame, so that they're not jumping around every couple of months.
I just want to add one thing to what Jack said, and this is a really nice feature of the programs that we have that don't have interest rates and payments while you're in the property. Generally speaking, when you take out a loan, you have to show the ability to be able to repay it. When you get loans from us that don't have 0% interest and have no repayment while you're in the property, it doesn't get added into your debt ratio. So you don't need any income to cover for that portion. So if you get $20,000, you don't need income to cover the repayment of that $20,000 because there's no interest and no repayment on it. So it really helps in that sense of being able to buy more home.
Okay, that's really good to know. And so, people can definitely still move forward with this process, but what if, the pandemic hit, your savings aren't what you thought they would be? Are there any types of assistance?
India, thank you so much. It's a great question. So we actually do have some great down payment assistance programs. And to your point in terms of, I think we're seeing a lot of people, if they had savings, have chewed through it. I think inevitably it's always been very difficult for borrowers to save up money for down payment. We often find that we have borrowers that have all the other criteria. They have the credit requirements, they have the work history, but what's been difficult for them to do is save up money. And that's a function of, high rents. We're in the Northeast here. We're in a very high cost area. A couple of years ago, I saw a report where the average person in Connecticut spends about 33% of their income towards housing costs for rental housing. So when you're in a situation like that, it's very difficult to be able to pay for down payment. That's where down payment assistance programs come in. We have some down payment assistance programs where they provide either a portion of the down payment. So we have the Smart Move program, which provides 20%, up to 20% of the down payment at a 3% interest rate on a 20-year amortization. And then we have other programs such as Live Where You Work, which provides $20,000 for down payment or closing cost assistance at 0% interest. So that's a program where you pay no payment on it while you're in the property, no interest, there's no accrual on the interest. You pay us back when you sell, refinance, or transfer the property. And we actually have a specific program like that for Stanford, where it also allows specifically for Stanford people looking to purchase down payment and closing cost assistance. So probably more than now than ever, people are going to need assistance and be able to get the funds to be able to get into the property. And that's where organizations such as us, I think, are very helpful.
So let's say, you've found a home, maybe you're getting close to closing. When should, thinking about that insurance piece come into the conversation?
So insurance is absolutely going to be required through any mortgage, process that you go through. Usually it is after you get pre-approved and you go through the process. Whoever your mortgage lender is going to say one of your requirements is going to be insurance. Up to that point, you had been dealing mostly with them, but now you're going to have to go outside, talk to possibly an attorney and of course an insurance agent. Where we come in is basically when you have a property that you're sure that that's a property that you're intending to buy. And, again, most people look at this like a checkbox. And the reason I'm doing this with you guys also is because I want to educate people on how important insurance is, because it's literally the only thing that you're going to deal with after the whole process that's going to last the rest of your life. As long as you own the home, there's a chance that that home might be damaged due to a fire or a storm or something completely out of your control. And the place where insurance comes in is really just the inevitable that is completely out of your control, which can make you lose all savings and all planning that you had, is where insurance comes in, and it helps you salvage a horrible situation and basically allow you to keep living your life and just be able to survive, with your home still intact. So at any point, you could call an insurance agent. You could call me. I'm in Norwalk and I'm always available. And you could tell us, some basic information, your name, date of birth, and address. We could get you a proposal. And if anything changes as far as the property or requirements through the bank, we're more than happy to talk to whoever, is in charge, and we could work with them. We could get them proof of insurance on the spot, basically, as soon as you give us a green light. We do not require a down payment on the spot. We can get paid at closing, and that's perfectly fine by us. So, just get that over with and you can focus on the rest of the process. We make it as easy as possible for you. But it is super important for you to protect that investment that you're making into your future, because it's a home, it's financial investment, and it's your dreams come true, basically. So we will work with you. We'll explain to you the coverage that you're getting, because there are so many things that are so intricate that people just get the cheapest, and that's all they think about. But if you get the cheapest, you get the cheapest, right? And if you get the cheapest, and down the line, if you have a loss and you're told, well, you didn't pay for that, then you won't be happy. So that's where we come in as your insurance agency. We educate you, we teach you why this is so important, and we make sure that if anything does happen, we're there for you.
Cesar, can I ask a question? Does your agency offer flood insurance?
Yes, we do. And I recently did a video on flood insurance. It is super important for people to consider having flood insurance, even if they're not in a flood zone. I know that for you guys, probably like most entities who are in a flood zone, you require your people to have flood insurance. Now, flood insurance is tough because it's not cheap, and there aren't really many options. The main option is usually through the NFIP program, which is the government. And we as a company assist you getting the insurance, and we service the policy, but it is not directly through us. So to make that distinction, right? But yeah, if you have a requirement of flood insurance, we can help you. But I would also recommend that people who don't have that requirement also look into it, because it can be very cheap, and it could be huge if we're subject to a flood, like many places around the country have been. People who never thought they were going to have a flood, and then they lost everything. So it's huge. So a traditional homeowner is thinking 20%, 20%, 20%. As I understand, you guys have different guidelines for that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Let me talk a little bit about what is common knowledge to the 20%. The reason most people think of 20% is because that's the point where the bank does not require you to have private mortgage insurance. And what private mortgage insurance in essence does is that it covers losses above the 80% threshold of the property value for the bank if there's a delinquency or foreclosure. In our particular product, we're able to do financing, avoiding the PMI by doing a primary mortgage of 80% and doing a secondary mortgage of up to 20%. Really, it's 19% because we do have a requirement of 1% down payment. That's still much better than other products in the marketplace right now, because FHA requires 3.5% down. A lot of the community products that banks have right now require 3% down. So I don't know of any other place where you can avoid the PMI and only put 1% down to be able to purchase that property. One of the questions I get asked is there ever a good time to reach out to HDF? And the question is, it's always a good time. So what I mean by that is, if you're just interested in the idea of being able to purchase a property, certainly you can come and find out if you're mortgage ready, what products you'd be eligible for. If you're in the midst of a transaction right now, we can always be added into that transaction if it adds value to you. And if you happen to know that you have some issues with credit and you're not eligible right now, we can certainly help you with an action plan to get you to a point where perhaps in a short period of time you can purchase a property. So there's always a good time to reach out to HDF, and we're always here to be able to serve and help you.
And just so you guys know, HDF, as Roxana mentioned, helps the Hispanic community by having workshops fully in Spanish. Roxana, myself, and Kelly are Spanish speakers as well. So we will be trying to have a video up fully in Spanish for our Spanish speakers out there. So look out for that, and nos vemos después.
So I think, just to wrap things up, one of the reasons that drew us, HDF, to Cesar and Cesar to us, is that we both really value education and making sure that our clients are informed. Even if you decide that now is not the time to purchase a home, or now, is not the time for insurance, you're gonna, take a step back, we still want you to know what taking that step back looks like, how you're gonna make sure that when you're ready, what it looks like when you will be ready, and so that you feel confident when you go in, you get that insurance, you know that home will be safe for you and your loved ones for years to come. So we're really grateful that you decided to join us, as you social distance and quarantine, and we hope that you have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.